Yo, what's going on, family? This is Trayvon Jones, Conscious Talk Channel, Trayvon Jones, Conscious Talk Channel, where I like to talk to my community, where I like to talk to us about things that are going on in our community, things that are pertaining to us, um, things that are going on just in our general lives. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. And before we get started, family, I need you guys to go ahead and do me a favor. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Press that like button, press that thumbs up, and also press that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Today, family, we are going to talk about the book of Obadiah in the Bible. We're going to talk about the book of Obadiah, which is a very short book. It is talking about the downfall of a particular group of people. The group is called Edom, who exists today on this earth, and we're going to talk about that particular group, and we are going to talk about their downfall. And once this downfall occurs, we're going to talk about the rise of the people this earth is supposed to belong to in the first place. But before we get started, family, I just wanted to basically give a shout out to all my subscribers, and I just wanted to just say thank you for subscribing to me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys continue to just tune in, and make sure you guys leave comments in the comment section, because that's very important as well. I appreciate your subscriptions, and I appreciate you. So thank you so much for that, family. I appreciate that. But the people that we are talking about today, family, is Edom. And Edom today is who we would consider white, who we would consider the Caucasian race. This is who Edom is today. And the book of Obadiah, which was written a couple of thousand years ago, they say that it was written between 850, 853 BC, but it was written, some thousands of years ago, and it was a prophecy. It was a prophecy that is going to happen. And actually, when we look now, we kind of see things happening, because it does say, in the Bible, and it does say in this book, that, they're going to rise up, but they will fall. And when they fall, it will be for the whole world to see. We'll be able to see it for ourselves. So the book of Obadiah, which is the King James Version, it says, "The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." Now I want to talk about that for a minute. Edom, who is the Caucasian race, they are despised all over the world. And we are seeing more of it happening now. Before, America especially is, and it still is a great power and a great force, but it's becoming, somewhat of a laughing stock, especially with what's going on right now with the president and, a lot of the things that he's done. He's had, one of the kings in Iran killed. But a lot of the other countries, they're not backing him up. They're not standing with him. They're just letting him hang by himself and saying, you know what? You dug that hole. We're going to let you fall in it. Basically, is what that is. They, stood up as being powerful by taking over things and killing and stealing and destroying. And now it's reversing on them. It's reversing on them. "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks." Who is the only group of people that family, who likes to dwell in high places, that likes to build what you call penthouses, all up and through the city? You know what I'm saying? I've been up in, penthouses before, and they're nice. They're very nice. But I could never live there. That's something that's uncomfortable for me. Because when I look out the window and I see how high I am, that is uncomfortable for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice thing to visit, but not to live. But the only group that you know who likes to dwell in high places, in the clefts of the rock, are what we would call white people today, family. And that's what we call those people who like to dwell in the clefts and the rocks. And that's where they have come from. They like to be in high places. They feel comfortable there. But this is where they come from. Okay? And it also says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Well, in 1969, I believe, didn't they quote unquote, go into outer space? And when they got up there, what did they say? When they got up there, they were up there and they were high, and they said the eagle has landed, is what they said. They were up where no man is supposed to be. The outer space was not made for humans. It was not made for us to go out into, because those are the heavens, and that's where the Most High dwells. That is his dwelling place. And when we go outside of that, we're overstepping our boundaries. But it says, who shall bring me down? That's an arrogant ass individual who would make a statement like that. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. What is their symbol? The eagle. In America, our symbol is the eagle. When you look at a mail truck, what do you see on there? An eagle. When you go to the post office, you see an eagle. That is our symbol. Most European nations use the eagle as the symbol. So it's speaking to a particular group of people. And thou that set thy nest among the stars, which is talking about outer space, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. See, once they went into outer space and they went that route, and they said, the eagle has landed and all that, the Most High said, all right, time for me to start destroying y'all and start bringing y'all down. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? See, most people, when they steal, they're stealing for a purpose. I've had family members, who were down and out, didn't have much, you know what I'm saying? So they would go to the store and they would steal some milk or something like that for their baby. You know what I'm saying? They would steal what they needed just to survive and to get along. But it says, Edom, they steal until there's nothing left. They continue to steal till there's just nothing else, to steal. There's nothing else to gather. Look at Alexander the Great. He got depressed after there was nothing else to conquer. He conquered everything. Every known world that there was, Alexander the Great, the Greek, he conquered everything. He also caught diseases and shit like that and died, but his thrill was to conquer and destroy. And when there was nothing else for him to conquer and destroy, he died. He was done. He was like, yo, I mean, what else is there to have? You know what I'm saying? He conquered every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But this is what this group of individuals do. They won't leave no grapes. They're going to steal. They're going to take every damn thing that they can take. And even if they don't need it, they're going to take it. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Which means you cannot reason with this person. Edom, you cannot reason with them. You can say, look, I'm trying to love you. We trying to be under, we just want to live, let live. You're not going to be able to reason with them. They're not going to have any understanding, because that hate is real. You have to understand, the hate that they have for us is real. And it just did not just start it. It didn't just start. This hate that they had, this perpetual hate that they have towards us, started from Jacob and Esau, who is actually our brother. They are our brothers. You know what I'm saying? Jacob and Esau. When their father Isaac was dying, Esau made a promise that he was going to kill Jacob. Although they kissed and hugged and made up and all that, but that perpetual hatred through family members and that gene and that blood, through the man, through the sperm line, that hatred will never ever dwindle and never ever go away. It has been a perpetual hatred towards us forever, and they will continue to have that. So there is no understanding, there is no reasoning. When we go through our court systems and we try to figure out why are we being mistreated a certain way, it's because it's the hatred. So we need to understand, they are not going to be fair with us, and it's just not going to happen that way. There's no understanding. Shall I not in that day, saith to the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of Mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. They're going to be cut off by slaughter. The Most High is going to take them and cut them. They have been totally cut off. And the reason why they've been cut off, we're going to read next. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Because you have to understand, when the Babylonians came to attack us, Esau, our brother, helped them to capture us. They helped them to destroy us. And they laughed about it. So because of that, the Most High said, I will cut you off forever. So at this point, there's no reasoning that they can do. There's no crying, because, they're real good at crying. They will cry in a minute. Look at Amber Geiger. You know what I'm saying? That bitch cried on the damn stage, on the stand, like, just, I wish it was me. That phony ass shit. While everybody was coddling her. Well, the Most High is not going to do any of that. The Most High is not going to do any of that with these people. They're going to be totally cut off for what they did to us. And what they continue to do to us. Murder us and kill us. Shoot us in our homes. Shit like that. They will be cut off forever. And we need to understand that, family. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away the captives, his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, and even thou was as one of them. You have other nations that were attacking us, coming in, robbing us, killing us, and slaying us, and all these type of atrocities. And you had our own so-called brothers, which was Edom, to come in and help them to destroy us. There are other nations that have helped to destroy us, to put us in bondage, and to make sure that we're put into bondage. And we have to understand that a lot of these other nations, they're not for us either. As long as we're down, they're okay with that. They want to keep us down, but they want to, use us for money. They want us to spend our money, and shit like that. But as long as we're down and they are having us underfoot, then they can control us, then they're okay with that. But Edom helped them to do that. And this is the reason why they have been cut off by the Most High forever. So no amount of begging and crying will do, And you have some people today that would say, well, I didn't do it. I didn't have anything to do with this particular situation. You are your forefathers. You are them. So those of old are back today, and you are those that were from the past. You are them today, and you will pay for what you have done. So this is the reason why Edom is being cut off forever by the Most High. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in that day of distress. When we were going through our distress and we were being overtaken and overpowered, they were just laughing and rejoicing and helping the other nations and just, talking badly about us and treating us badly and doing all type of atrocities to us. They're going to have to answer for that, family. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their afflictions in that day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway, meaning they were blocking us. The ones that could have escaped, they were blocking us from escaping and making sure that we got caught, to cut us off of those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Meaning the ones that were in hiding and things like that, they were seeking them out and they were finding them and they were giving them up. Giving us up, family. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, all the other nations, family. That's what that means. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto you. So all those evil things that you have done to so-called African American people, so-called black people, it's going to be done right back to you. Tenfold. Thy reward shall return, upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Meaning, after we have, Esau, Edom is going to go into slavery for 1,000 years, because they have to go into slavery for 1,000 years. They have to do double the payment for what they've done to the Most High's chosen. They're going to have to pay extra for what they've done. You know what I'm saying? So after they do that, they're going to be wiped off the face of this earth, and they will be thrown in that lake of fire that every Christian is always talking about. They will be thrown in a lake of fire, but that lake of fires will be removed off the face of this earth. And that's what we need to understand. And every so-called Hebrew Israelite, quote, African American, black person who wants to join them and follow them will be destroyed and they will exist no more. That will be your punishment. You will no longer exist. You will no longer exist. Because you wanted to join in with these people who destroyed us. And we're not supposed to do that. So you will be taken off the face of this earth, the heathen, and you will be as the heathen, and you will be taken off this earth, and you will exist no more. And that will be your punishment. You will no longer exist, because the kingdom is supposed to belong to us, all of us. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Meaning, after the Most High gives us our rightful place, all these other nations, we will possess them. And they will be slaves to us. But not slaves in a sense where we're going to be beating them and having sex with them and doing all these atrocities and doing all these terrible things that I hear some of my people say. No. It won't be any of that. It will be done in righteousness, but they will be up under us, and they will be building, and they will be doing, taking care of our children and doing and cooking for us and doing whatever it is that we need them to do. They will be basically building and picking and all these other things that we need them to do. We're going to take our possessions. We are going to take them, and we're going to take also Esau, and we're going to possess them for 1,000 years, and then after that 1,000 years, they will be taken off this earth. But all the other nations will continue to be up under us. Because Esau, Edom, was supposed to be second in command. We were supposed to be the rulers, and they were supposed to be second in command. And the taskmasters over all the other nations. But they messed up, by trying to, overpower us and all that kind of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And now they have been cut off. They have been totally cut off. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Meaning they will be as ash. They will be totally destroyed, because we're going to destroy them. The house of Jacob, we're going to be the fire, and we're going to destroy all of them. Their seed is going to be cut off, totally cut off. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. The Most High, this is a future prophecy, and it is so done. So I don't care how you try to whine and cry and beg and say it's not fair and pout and boo-hoo and jump up and down. It means absolutely nothing. Because so saith the Lord. This is what's going to happen. It is already spoken. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and the Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of children of Israel shall possess the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is the shepherd, shall possess the cities of south. Oh boy. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So a lot of these African nations, and things like that, the ones that helped to sell us into slavery, they're going to have to pay for all those things too. They're going to have to pay for that too. And we're going to have a lot of them in slavery as well. That's just the way it is, family. So that is the book of Esau, family. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure you guys press that thumbs up. And subscribe if you are not subscribed, family. I love you, and shalom. And I will see you on the next video, family. Peace out.